Let me tell you about the times I've had. Ain't so good and ain't so bad. Let me tell you about the times I've had. Going up the road from Gilead. Let me tell you about the places I've been. Let me tell you about the folly I'm in. Oh, the times I've had. People talk about a coming war. Some of them rich and some of them poor. Talk about it like a black.
Each Saturday night, these kids of Lexington gather in a barn, part of their world.
The times I've had. Ain't so good and ain't so bad. Oh, the times I've had. Too many people trying to lead the blind. Half of them don't even know their mind. Tell your brother when you see the light, you gotta stand up and holler with all of your might.
Young people know their world, and to a great extent, our world too. It's the subject of constant discussion among teenagers, even in a garage.
How do I want to live? I want to have a big house, a beautiful house, but it's going to be in the woods.
Why are you stealing?
And I'm going to have about 4 nice cars, but I'm not going to be in society, and I'm not going to be a snob. I want to learn how to live and live good.
When you work, you get money. You live good. You want to have a good time, get dates, drink.
That's a good time. Getting drunk's a good time, huh?
For me, it is. I like to get...
For you, but there's so much more.
All right, you go out and get dates. Take your girl out to eat or something.
I don't know. There must be something more than just going out and getting drunk.
Well, you haven't found it yet.
Well, I'm looking for it.
All right, then.
There better be something more. I'm going to be awful disappointed. Everything's a status symbol nowadays. And if you want to make any money at all, then you got to go to college. Right now, all most of us are thinking about is getting into college. And after that, we don't care. I'll get good enough marks to get into college, and that's all I want right now. I'm not a student yet. I don't learn for the sake of learning. I do just enough of what's assigned to me to get into college, and that's what I want right now. I'm not a student yet. I'm just going to school because I have to go to get into college. But still, if you went to school every day and you did all your homework and you were a good student and you did everything your parents wanted you to, life would be so dull. Why do all the work in school
Some people do that.
and do everything your parents want if life's going to be so dull? I mean, it's one thing to work in school, but if you're going to work in school, you might as well have a good time, too. You know, like they say, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, or something like that. What do you think about the sexual life of the adolescent, Larry?
What's an adolescent, he said?
There's nothing wrong with it.
You think it's wrong?
No, it's good.
That makes 2 of us. What about you, Steve?
Oh, as far as I can tell, if everybody's willing, there's no problem. I wouldn't force anybody into it.
If you get a girl that's intelligent and one you can talk to, then you'll respect her.
Talk about what?
About
Raising the beef?
no, you know, more than that. I mean, you know, talk about things like she's a real human being, you know. And there aren't too many. There's not too many intelligent girls.
AP group. Look at the AP. That's intelligent girls.
Yeah,
Intelligent, why don't you go with them?
but they're not well-rounded. I mean, you know,
It's not human either.
they think they're
They're
better than
above
you.
us. They're above us. We haven't got anything to do with them.
They discriminate against Larry because he quit high school and because he works as a laborer and the way he dresses. I mean, you know, you should judge the person, not the way he dresses or what he does.
People see you standing on a corner with long hair and tight pants or some kind of ridiculous thing teenagers wear. They look at you like you're an animal or something, you're dirt or something. They wouldn't even bother to spit on you.
People can take us or leave us for what we are. I mean, you can take me and leave me for what I am. I don't care. If you don't like me, if you can't accept me for what I am, then I'm not going to prove anything to you. I am what I am, that's all. If you let it bother you, go out of your mind. So you don't think about it. If you let everything bother you, if you thought about all the problems around the world, you'd never be happy. So you forget about them, you think about yourself. You got to live with them. Everybody has problems. Nobody's happy. What do all the older people do? What's their idea of a good time? They go to cocktail parties, and they all get totaled. So as a kid, you see this, and you say, well, if this is what our parents are doing for a good time, then this is the better things, and these are the better things in life.
Your parents don't drink.
My parents don't drink either. It's a church club meeting, and they're all down there drinking wine and...
We don't get drunk.
No,
They don't.
No, but you can't tell me a lot of adults don't go out and drink. Nobody's really happy. If you were an adult and you looked at us, would you think we're bums and tramps and no goods?
If you did something to make my opinion like that, I would.
If you just saw us hanging around, what would you think of us?
You hanging around, I did it. If I was an adult, I said I did it. They can do it. Nothing wrong with hanging around.
What if they went out and get drunk all the time?
Let them. Good luck to them. I do.
Yeah, but would you want your kid to be doing the stuff you're doing?
No, I wouldn't want my kid, no.
You want your kid to finish high school, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Go to college, maybe.
Yeah. But I'm not, so what can I do?
But you wouldn't let your
I'm
kid
not crying
pull it
over
off.
it.
No, you're not crying. You shouldn't be crying. But you wouldn't want your kid to pull it off.
No, I wouldn't. I make the things I do is wrong, yeah, but I do them. It's my life.
That's right.
I live it the way I want to live.
That's right. Yeah, you end up hauling cinder bricks for deuce an hour. Right, Larry? They'll have you picking up 1,300 cinder blocks a day.
60.
1,600? You bitter, Larry. You bitter against society.
Yeah.
Poor Larry.
What'd they do for me?
The school dropout, the bitter end expression of teenage disillusionment, is rare in Lexington. But teenage disenchantment with adult values and adult expectations is common and continuing.
Bad marks and getting in trouble and just all the horrible things that could possibly happen to you can happen to us right now, and or so it seems. And it just totally wears off. I think if we were adults, we'd have ulcers or something. But for kids, they just don't care. Or maybe when they realize they do care, they try to escape.
I mean, each kid's got a different way of closing himself in from the other world. I mean, some kids it might be cars, riding bike, flop down your bed, have the room dark, be in a semi-type of sleep. And I think each kid has his own way of getting out of it.
Very few things mean anything to kids like me, you know. Like, something happens to me and I say, so what? And I like school. You just don't care about school or anything. For me, I'd rather stay at home and work on this thing all the time. I think school is just a big waste. But this thing is going to be one and only. There isn't going to be another one like it in the world. I have faith in human nature, my own human nature, but nobody else's. People will cross you and do stuff to you all the time.
When you were real young, the pressure to achieve caused you to perhaps rebel.
You should learn to rely on yourself and not other people. There's no telling what you're going to turn out to be when you get older.
In schools throughout the country, the person who formerly functioned as curriculum counselor is now more of a psychologist. James Coffin is one of 4 at Lexington High.
If we in the adult world don't set the right standards or set the expectations for you to follow or you resist following, who is to set them? Is it the teenage world, teenage groups?
Of course, the parents are they're supposed to set the right standard, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But actually, it's just the kid himself who knows, what to do right and what to do wrong, and knows when he's doing the wrong thing. I'll do what I want. If I don't want good marks, I won't get them.
Among these rebellious teenagers they talk about.
No. I don't go around smashing windows, things like that.
Is this a form of rebellion? No.
Sure.
It's a more acceptable way of rebellion? I don't go around smashing things. I just don't do what society wants me to do. I don't conform.
I guess so.
Well, which is worse, breaking a window or getting a F?
Run off quick, just breaking a window, isn't it?
See?
Now, what did you mean by that?
They break things, and but nobody ever says whether you're breaking yourself or you're breaking something. Which is easier? I think breaking yourself is harder. Hurts more.
You gotta suffer a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, I think we're all a bunch of masochists. We like to hurt ourselves.
Would you figure that's one of the expectations in this town, to go on to college?
That's the trouble. They put so much emphasis on it that if you miss out and you feel that you lost it, and so all kinds of things like drinking and things happen, because you lose it once and you decide, well, I lost it, and you sort of go in a circle.
If you don't go to college, then you're a failure in some way.
Well, that's what some people tell you.
You know, they're all pushing, go to college, go to college. Your brother, look what your brother's doing, you know? And what about my brother? So that for the next 3 years of his life, he's going to spend in the Marine Corps as a lieutenant.
There's such a big pressure in this town to go to college, and when you don't make it to college, or you think you're not going to make it to college, you sort of have a desire to do something else. Like, you know, there's all kinds of occupations, typical teenage occupations to pick up. So you sort of get in a vicious, awfully vicious circle, and you sort of feel sad about it. And it keeps doubling back on itself. And it's so hard to pull out. You just go on all during high school, just doing it. Just going down and down and down.
So I come down from the beginning then. Why bother do anything?
Yeah, the way I've gone is everything that's happened to me has come out right in the end. And I just feel that everything's going to come out right in the end when I get older, so.
Well, what if you want to make it in school and you don't?
Well, me, I think if I did want to make it, maybe I could. But I don't especially care.
Too many people trying to lead the blind. Half of them don't even know their mind. Tell your brother when you see the light, you gotta stand up and holler with